For those who don't know you, like how you got started in bodybuilding?
Well, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna tell the straight truth story. Well, I'm gonna tell you 80 to 90%. So when I was younger, it was my 20th birthday, and I flew out to Miami, Florida, to go, just have fun on the beach. And when I was on the beach out there, I seen these. At first, it was like these bikini girls that had like little abs and stuff like that. And then it was like everybody was fit, and I was like, holy crap, girls could look like this. So not only that, I know anybody from back in the days, from like the late 80s, 90s, they had those magazines called
Yeah,
Muscle Elegance. And that's all I'm gonna leave right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And once I seen those women with those muscles, and I was like, oh my God, you can have muscles and still look wow. I was like, that's something I wanted to do. So
yeah.
I ended up going to the gym, and I don't know why I picked this gym, but it was Dolphin Fitness on 125th Street in Harlem at the time. It was
Yeah.
open, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to Dolphins Fitness. I saw this guy in there with jerry curls and these tight pants that he was brolic, and I walked up to him. I said, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me?" Little 20-year-old me, and that from there, boom, that was my best friend, and he was the one that introduced me to bodybuilding. You know,
Mm,
and I took
mm,
the journey too.
yeah,
Like I had to lose a little weight, even though I was petite at a young age. I lost weight, put on a little bit of muscles. It's my first little journey,
right.
and I went all the way up until 24 years old. So I competed like when I was 22 to 24. And then when I was 24, I qualified for the nationals back then, and it was just bodybuilding. It was bodybuilding, figure, and bodybuilding, figure, fitness, and that was it back then. And I qualified. They didn't have women's physique or anything, but I qualified to go to compete in the nationals for bodybuilding, and I backed out. I was like, I don't know about this. Them girls was bigger than me. I got in my head back then, and I really didn't want to get too big. I wanted to be like, you know
Mm,
what I'm saying. So I backed out. I said maybe, and I said this to myself, and I kept this. This is true as day. I said to myself at that age, I said I was 24 years old. I didn't have any kids, and I said maybe if I have a child one day, I'll come back.
mm,
And I forgot I said that. And then my best friend, one of my best friends that I had at the time, once I had my son, said, "Didn't you say when you had a child you would come back to bodybuilding?" And I remember that, and I'm a person that keep my word. And I came back in 2019, and at that time I was around like 37 at the time. Yeah, I came
wow,
back into bodybuilding, and
wow. So what's
came, huh?
no? I was gonna ask you what you was doing like when you wasn't like working out. Like was you like were you still like were
Oh,
you okay? Like was you
I was
overweight or
well once. Okay, I was okay. I was pretty. I always looked naturally, intimidating anyways to people. So
yeah?
I'm naturally, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my personality. I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna try to figure it out. But I've always been fit. I became a personal trainer also. But after I had my son, I actually blew up. That's when I got really, really thick.
Mm,
And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and train like a bodybuilder and see what happens. And then after that, when February of 2019 came, boom! But I was thick. I'm a natural. Ever since I had him, it was like my fat cells just went an explosion, and I got thick.
oh,
So,
I will.
hmm?
No, I was gonna ask you how old your son now? Like
Oh, he's gonna be 7.
oh, okay, so he's
Yeah,
still young. So
yeah.
what does he think about his mother being a bodybuilder? Like, is he like,
He ain't
wow, my
even-
mother's a
he-
bodybuilder?
he's not even worried. You know what I'm saying? But the discipline is more easier because all I have to do is look at him and he's scared. So the discipline is a little easier for me. I look at him and say, Jeremiah, come here. And all I have to just do is stare at him, give him a look, and I got muscles already. His daddy, He loved his daddy, but with me, well, I mean, either way, either way.
Oh, oh.